like that?
Mm, like when I want to say something like uh, um, I used to live in Beni, for example. I used to like red color. I used to play baseball, something like that.
Okay, great,
Mhm.
perfect. So, well, I will share you my screen, okay, with
Okay.
you in order to see the grammar. Okay, so let me go to used to. Well, so this grammar used to, we will use it for saying about maybe actions or activities that we did in the past, but in the present, right now, we don't do it anymore. Okay, so we can say, for example, when I was a kid, I used to play soccer. So right now or this time, I
Mhm,
don't play anymore because I don't like, for example. Okay.
mhm,
So things or activities that you used to do in the past, but in this time you don't do it anymore. This is
mhm,
in present, but we can use to, for example, in negative, but it is on the opposite. For example, some things that you didn't do in the past, but this time you like to do. Okay, so it could be in both ways. Okay, so now we will see, for example, what structures do we use for this grammar. Used to means solely, right? So as we said, we will use for, of course, past habits. Okay, past habits, but we don't do it anymore. So we have the structure in affirmative. When we have affirmative, we are saying that we use always the subject and my auxiliary. This used to, it is considered as an auxiliary. So I will use used to plus the verb, but the verb in base form with the complement. So this is when we use or when we did some action in the past, but this time we don't do it anymore. For example, the thing that I said, I used to play soccer when I was a child. Okay, so right
mhm,
now I don't like it. So in the past I used to do it. And this grammar, can we use it for negative? Yes, of course. But what happens when we use a negative? We're going to ask for help to the other auxiliary that talks about past. In this case, it is did. Didn't. So we will use didn't plus used to. As you can see here, we don't use D, okay? We don't use the letter D, only use and to. We don't use D
mhm,
because in this part, used to is considered like past, like an
mhm,
auxiliary
mhm,
past. But as we are using the other auxiliary for past that it is did, we don't use it anymore. It is not necessary, okay?
mhm.
Okay, so what we can say, for example, well, here the verb in base form to and the complement. One action that in the past I didn't do it. For example, okay, we can say we didn't used to we didn't, or maybe in this case, I'm gonna put only about this. I didn't used to, I don't know, what could we put? I used to drink coffee, for example, right? And I can say, but now I like to drink, okay? So this is an action in the past that never did it, but this time I do it. I do it, okay? We have two kinds of saying negative with used to. This is the first one, that it is the normal way. And this is the another one when we use the like an emphasis, like a strong sentence, okay? So in this case, we don't use didn't, we use the subject, but we use never in order to make it stronger, okay? And after this, we use the auxiliary used and the verb in base form plus the complement. So for example, I am using only this word in order to make it stronger, and used to with D because we are not using another auxiliary in past. Okay, so used with D, we used to and the verb in base form. Okay, plus the complement. So what do we have here? We use this second like stronger when we never do something, but this time we do it, but like in a extremely way, for example. Okay, for example, I use or never used to, for example, I never used to read books. Okay, but now I read all days. So this is like, yeah, extremely because I do it, but all days. Okay, so that's why this is like a strong action that we never did, but right now, yes, we do it. Okay, so when we talk about questions, what do we have? We will use the same auxiliary here, did plus subject plus use without the, used to, verb in base form, and complement, the question mark. For example, did you used to see, or did you used to paint when you were at school? Okay, so did you used to paint when you were at school? Maybe how could you answer this question, Gabby?
Yes, I used to.
Okay, in this case, we use the first auxiliary, that it is did, because we are starting with the first auxiliary, okay?
Okay.
Yes, for example, yes, I did. Or negative, no, I did. Okay, so we have these two cases. Well, so this is everything about used to. What do you think about this grammar, Gabby? Is it easy, complicated?
It's okay. No, it's easy.
It's okay, right? Perfect. Okay. So now we will see some examples here in the platform. What do we have here? Used to for past habits or past situations. Maybe these are not true anymore because before we did it and right now we don't do it. For example, the receptionist says here, Jacob Banker used to work here. So what does it mean? That in the past he worked there, but in this time he doesn't work here anymore. anymore, okay? Use to. We are going to use always, first, always in base form, okay? Here we have an example, but it is only simple past. Talia saw Nick yesterday. This is simple past. This is not used to. So here, when we talk about negative, we have the first way where we use the first auxiliary, didn't, and use, as you can see here, without the, used to, for negatives, and regularly sentences for saying something negative. John didn't used to be a reporter. Didn't used to be a reporter. He was a researcher like Talia. Okay, so we don't use the. The other way, in order to make it a little bit more stronger, okay, more often, when we say some activity that we do it some often. We use never and used to. In this case, yes, we put the. Used to. Never, John never used to go to soccer games, but now he goes all the time. Okay, so it is stronger. So when we talk about questions, always did at the beginning, after the subject, and after used to without the because of the auxiliary did that we have here. Did John used to like soccer when he was a younger? Yes. Okay. Yes. He did. Okay, so maybe about this grammar, Gabby, do we have some question?
No.
No, right? Okay. Perfect, Gabby. So let's go now to the platform, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I will assign. Give me a second. Okay, now it's assigned.
Okay, I'm going to.
Okay.
Enjoys. Take a banker use
Okay. Perfect. Very good. Excellent. So now let's go to the second.
Used to. Mm, mm, mm. No, used to go. I don't know if I can add something like this because in the instruction
Mhm.
says the verb, but um, I don't think it makes
No,
sense.
no, it's not necessary an extra day as I mean an extra complement, only the verb.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Debe ser. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in this case, for example, it was because we are using like an emphasizing
Mm-hmm.
the second clause in the
Mm-hmm.
complement we have, but now he goes
Mm-hmm.
almost every day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Nick used to go to the health club, but now he goes all the days, or maybe he never used to go,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Yes. And in this, just like this, right? Because it doesn't need emphasize. Mm-hmm.
In this case, it was only like an affirmative because here it's not emphasizing nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nick never used to live in England, or Nick used to live in England, but now
Mm-hmm.
he lives in United States,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Okay.
he
Yeah.
changed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now it's okay. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Very good. So now, well, I will share my screen. The second grammar that we have to do, well, in this case, it is embedded questions. We will skip this grammar and we will do the third. Tomorrow we will do the second, okay? Because the second it's a little bit longer. That is gonna take us all the class. Okay, so now. Okay, so here. We will see indefinite pronouns, okay? So we will see these pronouns that these are called some, any, no one, okay? So what do we have here? We have this. Okay. So what do we have in this list of indefinite pronouns? We're going to talk about each one. So where do we use it? What are the words that we have to use? And these are like the branch, and we have the variables, okay, the variables. So we're going to start with some. What happened with some? Some, we will have like, for example, some, only some like someone, like somebody, and something, right? So we have these three variables about some. So we have to know the meanings. In this case, we use someone. This is for singular, right? Singular. And we use somebody in order to talk about plural. With something, we will talk about things, okay? So it means like alguien, alguien, and algo, right? But singular, plural, and things. What about any? When we talk about any, we have only any, we have the same. Anyone, we have anybody, and we have anything, okay? So it means the same as some. With anyone, we are talking about singular. Anybody, we are talking about plural. And anything about things. The other one that we have, it is no. We could use no alone, and we could use no one, nobody, nothing. And this is similar to this in meaning in Spanish. Anyone and no one means the same. Okay, singular. The same as nobody and anybody means the same. And nothing and anything means the same. These both or these three ones are the same as these three ones, okay? In just in a second, we're going to see what is the difference between these three ones. So, what orders do we have? We have every, everyone, everybody, and everything. Okay, so this is going to, or we're going to use it when we talk about in a general way, okay? Everyone, it's the same. We're talking about todos and everybody the same, but one is singular and the other is for plural. And everything for things, okay? Todo, okay. So what are the differences between these four ones? These four infinitives. Some, we will use it always, always with only affirmatives and questions, okay? Only for affirmative and questions in sentences, okay?
Mhm.
What about any? Any is used in all the cases in negative and questions. So we said that this any, it was similar to no. These are similar, but
Mhm.
any we use with negatives and no one we use only for affirmatives. Only affirmatives, okay?
Mhm.
So every, we can use it in three ways. Two ways, affirmatives, negatives, and questions, okay? So we could use with everything, okay? So these are the only differences between these four one, okay? So we have to
Mhm.
all remember this. Any, anything, always with negative, and nothing, always with affirmative sentences, okay? So right
Mhm.
now in the platform, we will see some examples, okay? For example, when we talk about the first infinitive, that it is someone is in big trouble. And just in case, when we talk about, for example, someone, somebody, some, or anyone, anybody, everyone, we're going to use always these words, these infinites, like third person, okay? That's why it is going to work with is in this case, okay? So always like a third person. Someone is in big trouble. We are using in affirmative sentences. So is it okay? Yes. Some we use for affirmative sentences and some in questions. Affirmatives, we think something happened at the office today. Something. Somebody brought in a tape. As you can realize, we could use these infinitives with all the tenses. For example, present, past, okay? A perfect, future, we can use with any tense. And when we talk about questions, we have here, are you going to yell at somebody? Yes, okay, so we are using in questions. Okay, and in some cases we use some to make requestings. For example, would you like something to eat? Requestings, okay? No, thanks, but I could have something to drink. Okay. Any, any always in negative statements and any for questions. No more. There isn't anyone here by that name. I don't know anything about soccer. So as you can realize, the sentence is in negative here and it is negative here. So I can use anyone, anything, anybody. The same for questions. Is there anyone here named Jackie Baker? Do you remember anything about the game? Okay, so questions. We could use it? Yes, we could use it. Okay?
Mhm.
And no, as we were saying about no, it is similar in meaning as any, but only we use affirmatives in affirmative sentences. For example, here, there is affirmative,
Mhm.
no one in the office at the moment. There is no one at the office at the moment. So this is similar to saying, for example, there isn't anyone here in the office, for example.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so only for affirmatives. Okay, and every, we could use it as singular or plural for everybody. And we're gonna use it like a third person, okay? For example, everybody is happy or everything is done, for example, okay? Great. Perfect. So maybe until here, do you have some questions, some doubt, Gabby?
No, no, no.
No, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, Gabby. So now we will see it in the platform, okay? In the exercises from the platform.
Okay.
Let's go. And,
I didn't know that rule. It was something new.
yes.
Yes, like of course we use these words in, I don't know, in
In speaking?
day by day,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that it was some special sentences that when we can use it like in affirmative or in negative. Uh, Interesting.
Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, that. So many no. Ouch. Okay.
Mm,
Okay, yes, let's select.
some say anything except he was cool. Let's go to the it's not much. Maybe there's something good to me. Okay, let us Serena to come to something. Serena, we're going to. What do you want to come to that? There is, I think, always the night. Would you like something to drink? I'm not sure. What do you have? I only have your detail, but I don't want anything right now. I think Crawford is the best player on the team. I like the Bishop. I guess everybody has their own. Hmm,
Mhm.
their own favorite.
Okay, let's see. Perfect. Very good.
Um, mm, something has been breaking. No, somebody has been breaking into the Gower building and it seems that the police can do anything. Well, mm, can do mm, can do something about it. Mm, mm, no, it wasn't anything. No, something of it. In fact, they don't even have to explain the alternatives. Sled and Curmudgeon, as you saw, he or she didn't take anything except for the newest computer equipment in the office. There is something strange about this situation. Nobody Everyone in the building are and why can the police to be nobody know and the police aren't saying much. All we can say is that we are doing everything possible to this. Is very near everyone. Everyone in the building is very near. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Perfect. Yes. Yes, you were like getting confused in is and are, right? But for
Yes,
all
it.
of these, yes, they
Mm-hmm,
are gonna be like third person.
mm-hmm.
No.
Yes, see. Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. So about this grammar, maybe do you have some questions, some doubt or something, Gabby?
Mm, no, it was uh, just in that like of course it doesn't make sense to me when I said it like everyone in the building is very nervous, but like the third person can be I don't know, maybe in plural. Oh no,
Mm.
of course everyone is singular, no, but in the case of everybody, or it didn't use in this case.
No, everybody, it's the same here. It's the same
Mm-hmm,
as everyone.
mm-hmm,
Okay, and both are going to be like third person where we're going to use with is or maybe in present like with an extra s, for example, like nobody knows, for example. It's the same.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
but for example, everyone means like in Spanish like cada, todos y cada uno, no todos y
Mm-hmm,
cada uno. And everybody
uh-huh,
like in general, todos en general.
mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that is the only thing. Okay,
Mm.
so any other question maybe, Gabby?
No, it's the only thing that I have doubt.
Perfect. Okay, Gabby, so, well, tomorrow we will do this other grammar, okay? Embedded question, because
Mm-hmm,
it's a little bit longer and I
mm-hmm.
think that is going to be like 30 minutes of explanation and others about the exercises, okay? We're
Okay.
going to see it because in embedded questions, we use all the tenses, present,
Mm-hmm.
past, future. So we're gonna see all the tenses, okay? Okay, Gabby, so if you don't have any other question, so we will continue tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Gabby, so give me a sec.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, and we finish with
Okay.
this. Okay, okay, Gabby, so see you tomorrow. Have a nice night and take care a lot.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.